luminary, when it comes to the luminary, I already said, is Saturn. There are two important connections between Laodicea and Saturn, which is the light that represents this congregation. First, in Hebrew, the planet is called Shabbatai, so it is related to the seventh day, Shabbat. Reason why in Spanish the day is called Sábado, while in English is Saturday, which means Saturn day, of course. Which shows us how during the second half of the last 7 years, the time represented by this Kehila, is when the true Shabbat will officially begin. That is key. The last half of the 7 years is when the true Shabbat will start, and that's why it is connected with this congregation. So, like I was saying, in the English is Saturday, which shows us how during the second half of the last 7 years, the time represented by this Kehila is when the true Shabbat will officially begin, which is the seventh millennium of the human history, since for Yahweh 1 day is like 1,000 years. On the other hand, Saturn is a luminary that in a negative sense represents Kronos, the god of time, also known as Satan, as I have been saying, Samael, which reveals that it will be during this period that the time of the current world will end, besides showing Laodicea's connection with the enemy. For this reason, everything related to this congregation is simply an illusion, just like the adversary, since they think they are rich without understanding that they are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked, in the same way as one of the meanings of the name Samael is the blind God, which means that Samael is the true Elohim of those who belong to this Kehillah, who are spiritually blind, just like the Elohim they worship. Notice how the letter to Laodicea refers to the two extremes of time. First, when Mashiach is identified as the Amen, the word used at the end of the prayers, while later he declares to be the beginning of creation, in contrast to Kronos, the false Elohim who is revered as the creator of time and hence of the beginning itself. In this way, Yahushua unmasks the enemy who pretends to be the creator before those who praise him as such, who worship creation instead of the creator, as we see in Romans 1:25. This is key, since we are talking about the congregation that worship Kronos, the god of time. That is why Mashiach tells those who believe in that false Elohim that he is actually the beginning and the end, not that entity that he himself created through the power that Yahweh gave him.